Hello people, this is KDS. I'm here with my friend Phorus.
Hi.
Hi to you. We're playing Dark Souls 2 and we're gonna try and beat all the bosses in co-op, show you how it's done, and maybe even show you where to find some cool stuff we're using to make the game easier for you. We're not gonna do a full walkthrough or some kind of game guide. That's not what we do. Because I'm terrible at explaining things, I'm gonna leave that all up to Phorus. I'm gonna try and chime into him, whatever he's talking about, and we're gonna show you how to kill all the bosses.
Yeah, that's right. And the first thing we're going to do is I want to explain a few things before we get into the walkthrough. Because if you're going to be using magic or you're going to be doing spells in the game, it's important to find the binoculars in Majula, which I have right now that I'm looking at KDS. The reason why these are so useful is because you can have your spell catalyst or your talisman or your chime in one hand, then in the opposite hand you can have your binoculars, and you can aim freely, so around the area that you're aiming you can then fire whatever projectile attack you want. The reason why it's useful is you can draw enemies away from you. If there's a group of enemies like in the distance and you want to try and get what maybe the most important one, you can use the binoculars to lure targets out, just like you would with a bow and arrow. But the problem is, it doesn't matter how much damage you're doing to the enemy. The only thing that matters really is that you get his attention and you move him away from the rest of the enemies. But bonfires in this game, if you play Dark Souls 1, you know all about how bonfires work, but for those people who haven't played Dark Souls 1, the bonfire system basically acts as a checkpoint between the worlds. Every time you rest at a bonfire, you'll get a save point. Your game will automatically be saved. The bad thing is, when you rest at a bonfire, all the enemies in the area will respawn. But in Dark Souls 1, they respawn infinitely. You can farm as many souls as you want. They changed it in this game. You can't do that anymore. Once you kill an enemy about 15 times in any given area, they will stop spawning. So if you have difficulty in a specific section of the game and the game's too overwhelming, the more times you kill the same enemies, you can just run through it. But a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between a good build and a bad character? Because in the previous games you basically had to restart if you made a bad character, but because of the soul vessel line you can find later on in the game, which we'll show in the videos, if you can find that and you take it to the women, like the 3 maidens or the 3 firekeepers in things betwixt.
You want to fight this dude?
Yeah, sure. Just maybe show the
let's
lightning.
take out the archers first.
Yeah.
See, where was that?
Because the good thing is with that guy who sat down, because he's not aggroed. If you got like lightning spear, because this is second playthrough, we did like the first playthrough just to show Kevin what the game has to offer, and then we thought we'll do the recording on New Game Plus because that's generally the hardest playthrough in the game. So that's why we've got pretty high level gear and equipment. But they changed the jump button in the game. In the past you used to be able to just hold the circle button and then press it again to jump. But they put a default setting in where you have to use the left analog stick to do it. But you can just change it back to the old way, which I think is more comfortable because of the experience that I have with the game. Because I've played Demon Souls, I've played Dark Souls.
Same here.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to co-op in this game. If you want to play co-op with somebody on your friend list, you need to get the name engraving ASAP. It'll cost you about, I think, 5,500 souls, and you have to buy that from the cat in the jeweler who's in one of the buildings just past the hole in the ground. But if you both equip the ring, pick the same god, put your sign down, you're in the same covenant, you'll have a better chance to find each other's signs, and then you can just co-op freely that way. But in the past you couldn't do that. It took maybe 15-20 minutes to find somebody's sign, because you have to keep going out of the server and then putting your sign down and refreshing it. It was just a pain in the ass to do with.
Also remember that if you can't seem to find each other, you're constantly running into people that aren't your friend, or the people you're looking for anyway. Try and go to somewhere away from the bonfire. Don't drop your sign at the bonfire constantly. People will summon you. There will random people will find you, even with the name engraved ring on.
Yeah, so if you watch this guy, he's just, if I can walk straight up to him, he's not going to touch me. He's not aggroed until you actually attack him. Because
like
we've got, yeah, but if you've got lightning spear, you can attack him before he even gets up. I'm going to try and backstab this guy. He's aggroed.
Like so?
Yep. Damn, that was 6,000 souls.
Yep. Hide Knight's Gauntlets. Yeah, that's whatever you needed.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So do you have heal equipped, or by the way?
Yeah. So,
would you show people that what that actually does? That's good to know when you're in co-op, because I don't have it equipped right now.
Yeah, the good thing with this game is if I do heal close to anybody who's on the same side, whether it be a phantom or the host, if I cast heal next to them and they're in the area of effect, it will also heal them for the same amount of health. So if I do heal now, I get my health back, plus Kevin gets his health back.
Exactly. If you're standing inside the circle you just saw now, you will get healed. If you stand outside, you will not get healed. So you gotta be really close.
But the problem with these games is there's no easy and there's no wrong way to play it. You can play any kind of character you wish to play. But I tend to go for a more melee playstyle, but it's very important to have some kind of ranged attack, because you want to lure certain bosses out, you want to lure enemies away from each other. So, yeah, I could use a bow and arrow, but I don't have the dexterity to do it. I have bows, but I don't have the stats to use them, and I just think lightning spear is more appropriate for this kind of character.
My bad.
Yeah, sneak up on you.
No, I just lagged out a bit for a minute.
Yeah, should be. This is important as well. If this is first playthrough, there's a dude just up top, and there's that guy firing arrows from distance. If you got a firebomb or a throwing knife, you can just whack this guy who's up top. Because if, let's say I didn't know he was there and I wasn't paying attention, if I run this way, I'll get firebombed in the back. So it's important to check your surroundings before you go into a new area, because you might get ambushed. But the most important part is make sure that you find a shield that has 100% physical damage reduction on block. Because if you don't have that and you block an attack, you will take damage.
Something like the Drangleic shield, or
Yeah.
the Royal Kite shield.
Or you can use the silver, I think it's called the Silver Royal Kite Shield or Silver Kite Shield.
Silver Eagle Kite shield.
Yeah, that's the one. I think you have to pay about 1,500 souls to Malglim the Armourer.
Also note that we're using the Watch Dragon Pharma shield, which is more of an endgame shield. And it does pretty much the same, just a little better.
Yeah, plus we infused it. I mean, if I go to my equipment, I have the Watchdog Palmer plus 10, so it's fully upgraded. Use Titanite to do that. Then I went to the Servant's Quarter bonfire, No, I'm sorry, not that. Macduff's Workshop bonfire
Yep.
in Lost of Steel. Use a... I can't remember what the stone's called. Faint stone or some kind
Hailstone?
of... no,
No, not a Hailstone.
I think Pale removes it.
Yeah, let me see.
It's some kind of stone for magic. I think it might be Faint Stone. Just check my inventory. Bleed, no.
Just a
Not
magic
quite.
stone.
Yeah,
Or-
Magic Stone, yeah. So if you infuse it with Magic Stone, you'll get a 7.5% bonus to magic reduction for the shield. So right now, this shield will block 88.7% of all magic damage, and that's without stat scaling. With my stats, I get a 0.4% bonus to magic, so I can block about 89% of any magic attack that comes my way if I can't block or if I can't run out the way or roll. Another bonfire lit.
There we go, here's the first merchant.
Yeah, this merchant's really important because if Kevin will show this on the video, if you go through everything she has on offer, make sure that you buy the Leningrass key for 1,000 souls so you can unlock the blacksmith's door in Majula. Because if you don't unlock the door, you can't use his services.
Also, if you have the souls spare, you can buy a Phorus lockstone. My bad.
Yeah.
And she only sells one, and she also sells 5 human effigies. So if you can use them, like I could, if you have the soul to spare, you can just buy them. There we go.
Yeah. The good thing is with the lockstone as well. There's an area not far from here where you can use that lockstone to get a very useful ring called a Chloranthy ring.
Exactly.
And what that does is I think it improves your stamina regeneration by about 8%.
Also notice that the merchant also sells heal as one of the first spells you can get. If you have a chime, you can equip heal as your first spell actually, which is very useful.
Yeah, because if you find the little place in Majula where you drop down to get the binoculars, you'll actually get a chime from there. So if you don't start as a cleric and you don't have access to that kind of item, you can get one very early in the game, get the heal, and yeah, it's always good to be able to heal in this game.
Exactly.
Now, contrary to what the door will tell you, if Kev tries to open the door, just try and open it. It'll say it's locked. Some doors that say they're locked, you can bash through as long as you keep attacking. So if you attack 2 or 3 times, you should be able to open the door, and your reward is a chest.
Wasn't there a dude here?
Yeah, I think he's here, but yeah, you should be able to hit him two-handed. Yeah.
There we go.
It's important that you make sure you kill him before you go through the next door, because you'll open the door, run through, and he'll come up behind you and ambush you. And if you're on... What did he drop?
A bastard
Probably
sword.
armor. Oh, bastard sword. Pretty good if you can find a bastard sword in first playthrough. My first playthrough of the game, I used the bastard sword and upgraded it to plus 10.
Don't forget, it's also good to break a lot of stuff. Sometimes these barrels will drop something, even something minor they could drop. Or they could actually be something behind the walls here. There are lots of hidden passages.
But the difference in this game is with the hidden passages. In the past, if there was a hidden door, you had to attack the wall to break it. In this game, they changed it. You have to actually hit X or whatever you've mapped it on your button layout to actually reveal any hidden doors in the walls. There's actually one coming up very shortly which will demonstrate.
Also, I just picked up an Estus Flask shard. If you go back to the Emerald Herald in Majula, she will give you an upgrade to your Estus Flask. This will not strengthen your Estus Flask, she will just give you more. So there's a jump here, wasn't there?
Yeah, this is a jump that many new players will get wrong, because if you if this is first playthrough and you don't time that jump correctly, yeah, you'll just fall straight to your death. But there is a divine blessing up there, which will restore your health completely, if you can get it.
Like so.
Nicely done.
Let's get going.
Yeah. Have you got any fire bombs on you?
I might.
Or, hang on.
Oh yeah, I got some.
Isn't your weapon fire based anyway?
Yep.
Maybe we should mention this shortcut here that you can do. Normally, if you haven't got a fire weapon, you'd have to use a fire bomb. Because on the opposite side of this brick wall, there's about 15 explosive barrels.
Yeah,
so,
you can't hit them from this side though.
Yeah. But this opens a nice little shortcut. I don't think I actually have any fire bombs that I can throw at this wall. No, I don't have any. I must have used my last one.
I have some.
Yeah, so the idea is you stand about... If you look at the floor, you'll see like squares on the floor. Stand on the third square before the corner. Aim as low as you possibly can and throw the fireball at the wall.
Third one, right?
Yeah, third one.
So right here.
But you have to be really close to the wall. It won't kill you, even in first playthrough, you won't die from it. Yeah, go closer. Like, go on this one and go down, yeah, throw it.
Right here?
Yeah. There you go. Take a little bit of damage.
Yeah, just note that this is not the way you're supposed to go though. Not straight away anyway. You're supposed to break the barrels from the other side.
Yeah.
As a shortcut back.
Yeah, you're supposed to go the long way, but if you want to open a shortcut, then that's how you can do that.
I'm also pretty sure you can get fire bombs off the merchant in Majula. Am I right?
Don't believe... I know the merchant that you just talked to in this area sells them. But I think they're 200 souls a piece. No, this merchant here, can't remember her name, Malincia, I think she's called. This old woman. She sells fire bombs.
Oop, missed that.
You got him?
Yep. Let me talk to her, see if she sells them.
Yeah, I think you can get a lot of projectiles from her. Throwing knives, witching urns, fire bombs.
Yeah, she sells fire bombs, for sure.
Yeah. But the other good thing that she has, if you'll put on the video, is if you go to the armor, she should have a helmet piece called... What's the name of it?
Traveling Merchant Hat?
Yeah, that's the one. If you buy that and you equip it, you'll get slightly better drops from the enemies. So if you're trying to farm for a specific weapon that you don't know how to get to, you can equip that and it'll improve the chances of you getting the drop that you want. Because of the limited spawn rate. Maybe we should mention about the ladders. Because if you played Dark Souls 1, you can't go down the ladder the same way you normally would. So, to slide down the ladder this time, you've got to hold the left stick down and hold circle. If you don't do it, you'll just fall off.
Also note, you can use the same trick to climb up.
Oh yeah, there's an... Because this is new game plus, there's a red phantom here.
Oh, need some help?
Wouldn't hurt. Good job we got massive face stat.
Is he dead yet?
No, one more. I'm getting.
Oh, well.
If you're on first playthrough, he won't be there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry
he probably
about it.
also won't have the great lightning spear or the regular lightning spear.
Yeah. Now
We
this
have
is
to go through here, right?
Yeah, this is a trap. You can't really see him from this angle, but there's actually one of those enemies that's on one of those ballistas. So as soon as you walk into that cracked building, they'll start firing at you. So the only logical way is to run in and run out, and he'll fire 3 shots, and then you can start attacking these one-on-one. But you don't want to go in there anyway, because there's about 4 or 5 enemies, and they all can do a lot of damage to you if they hit you. Even though Kevin's making short work of him, you won't have a great sword maxed out when you play this section on the first playthrough. 1080 damage, that's crazy.
Yep, there might be one more.
No, I think you got them all.
Ah, that's him.
Yeah, remember there's a place you can put that lockstone down there. You have to go down the ladder.
Oh, let's go there. I should have a few in my inventory. Now, Forrest usually plays a bit more of a daredevil kind of style. I'll just stick to regular playing. This one, right? Yeah, this one. This is what you use the Phorus lockstones for. Do note that some will open secret passages, others will open doors, and some will just trigger traps.
Yeah, and some of them aren't worth putting a lockstone in because there's not many in the game that you'll actually find.
Is this a trap? Nope.
No. One other quick thing to note is, for some reason in this game, I can't open the chest. Only the host can open the chest for the person you're helping. I don't know why they chose to do that.
Also note, there's a good thing to know, that if you're playing co-op and you're low on health items, or even single player and you're low on health items, if you want some life gems, for example, play co-op as the Phantom. Because there are, the only items that regularly drop are life gems.
Yeah, remember this one's
this is trap, right?
Trap. Yeah. If it's green, roll away. If it's white, block. It's normally green though, this. What? That's caught me out a few times when I first played the game. You won't expect that to be trapped.
Exactly. Do note that these chests, these wooden chests, can often be either a trap or a mimic.
And you can also destroy them. If you destroy them, whatever contents are in the chest will turn into rubbish.
Exactly. Let's move on quickly because we're already at 20 minutes past.
Damn, time flies.
Exactly. We don't want to bore people too much.
No.
These ballistas are useful as well, by the way.
But make sure when you use the ballista you don't shoot the person that's helping you because they will get killed from it.
Let me get behind the ballista then. Show you how it works. You can use them.
Yeah. So there's a big turtle enemy over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot lightning at the 2 archers at the top because I'm close to explosive barrels. If they hit me with the explosive barrel, they will kill me. But there's also a red phantom one, so the idea is if Kevin's on the ballista, I get this guy's attention close to the doorway. As soon as he comes through the door, KDS should be able to shoot him. There you are, 343 damage. If I move away, he'll go back to the doorway. Whack him in the back. Yeah, he's dead. There's also another one, the regular version.
Well, we can take him.
Yeah.
Do note that if you're on your first playthrough, you don't have the damage we do, and he will hit like a brick. But you can use the ballista to just take him out.
I mean, you just saw that was just a great lightning spear.
And, yeah. My bad. Oops.
That's what happens when you got a fire weapon next to explosive barrels.
Yep, that's kind of dangerous.
If you did that on first playthrough, you might not have survived that.
For sure we wouldn't. Also note that Phorus can just keep throwing these things because he has over 50 lightning spears.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like Zeus.
Yeah. This is also a good area to pick up a very powerful weapon that can even be used up to the end game.
Yeah, but there's a trap here as well. There's one at the very edge of the sword, and there's also one that drops down. So if I keep walking this way to the end, there's one that will drop down eventually. Ah, he's not dropping. I can see him, but he's not dropping. Maybe because I'm not the host. No, he's just standing there.
Want to switch?
Yeah, I can try it. There's also a night mover here. Probably a life gem for me. Yep. Yeah, he's come down. Got him.
Yep. So the item we were looking for is right here. It's the halberd. It doesn't seem like much, but used in the proper way, it can become very powerful. Let me just equip it actually. I have one right in my inventory that's fully upgraded. I put lightning on it, it's plus 10, it's very powerful. It's not as powerful as the greatsword, but it's faster, and it gives you the ability to block and strike at the same time.
And it takes less stamina consumption per attack.
Exactly.
So if your stamina's not great, you might want to think about picking that up, but there is a problem with the halberd. Most weapons in the game have what people would call hit detection.
Yep.
Now, what that means is if you hit your opponent with like the pull part of your weapon, you won't do as much damage on, to say, if you hit him with the very tip of the weapon, the blade part. But bear in mind, the first boss in the game, the last giant, is very weak against, if you use the halberd against him. If you have it upgraded to maybe +2 or +3, you can really do about 300 damage a hit.
Exactly.
Which is
quite easily possible because I've picked up the items necessary already.
Just makes it so much easier if you have a little heads up of what weapon you should be using.
Exactly.
Make sure you don't fall off the edge when you do this.
So I'll be using the halberd for a little while. After that I'll switch back to the greatsword. The halberd does require 14 dexterity and I believe 20 strength?
Yeah, 20.
So do keep that in mind in order to use it properly.
But if you two-hand, you'll get a 100% strength bonus. So you only need to have 10 strength, 14 dexterity, and you'll be able to two-hand it efficiently.
Yep. Also, the R2 attack is quite powerful.
But should you
Good
miss,
for crowd control.
You'll be pretty vulnerable to attack from behind.
Yep. So depending on the distance between you and your enemy, if you hit him properly with the, well, basically the pointy end of the stick, you do massive damage. If you hit him with the, well, with the stick itself, you'll do, well, minimal damage.
Yeah, it's all about getting the distance and the spacing of your attack. But this boss is weak to, yeah, halberd is weak, excuse me, because of the actual type of damage. There's thrust damage, slash damage.
Also, I'm gonna skip the scenes because we've already seen them and we don't want to do spoiler stuff.
Now, if you've played the other games, this boss is similar to the Tower Knight. You want to attack him the same way. If you've got like lightning, you can do massive damage. He's really weak to lightning. I'm throwing sunlight spears and I'm taking a big chunk out of his health here. Ow,
yeah. That killed him.
Yeah. And
well, that made it a little too easy, but at least people were able to see how I hit them with the halberd for a second there.
Yeah, plus my health is only about 1250 and he nearly one-shotted me.
Exactly. And he will do that on first playthrough as well.
Sunlight medal. Pretty sweet.
And that's it for the first video. We made this guy look a little too easy, I guess, because we're too overpowered. But that's all we can do for now. So say bye, Phorus.
Yeah, see you later.
Later.